So I always want my bookshelf to be noticeable in the background of my videos because I'm very proud of it and I love my little aquarium and my lava lamp and all this stuff. But it's always right behind my chair and right behind me. So today it's front and center over here and I'm just gonna hang out. By the way, I was today years old when I discovered that my internet company has been charging me twice every month, a duplicate charge, because they were still charging me for my old apartment that I moved from. And I'm like, how does that happen? Like, the woman on the phone, the customer service rep, was like, oh, maybe, like, did you leave it ambiguous that maybe you were still living there, or like, you know, you were working from home in one unit, like one was like is your work apartment, the other's like where you live. I was like, no, I told them I moved. Like, there's no ambiguity there. You move, they should shut off the service in the old apartment. Anyway, so luckily they're refunding me and they owe me like $1,000. So I'm gonna suddenly have $1,000 more that I didn't even know was missing, which is great, but it's like, how do they let this shit happen? It's a lesson for you guys. If you're watching, make sure to track all your spending and expenses and make sure you're not getting hustled by your internet company. What is this, Pearl Harbor? Do you guys hear that? There's like 1 million helicopters and planes flying over. Did they have helicopters in the time, like did helicopters exist during World War II? I don't know. I don't know my aviation history. So I feel like I've talked about this before on this channel, but maybe I haven't. I thought it would be a good idea for a video because I was just telling a friend about this the other day. I have a 2-strike rule with people. And it's newish, but I'm now like, you know, I turned 30 in the past year. I feel like this is one of those things that needs to be a rule that I set with people in order to set boundaries, because we've been talking about boundaries on some of the last videos. My 2-strike rule, not 3 strikes, but 2 strikes. Why am I holding a pen when I'm not writing anything? Here we go. The 2 strikes rule goes as follows. And this, by the way, pertains to friends, family, dating, maybe not family, because you can't really ever get rid of family, but like relationships that are conditional. So dating, friends you have, maybe even colleagues. 2-strike rule. The 2-strike rule goes as follows. I give people the benefit of the doubt. If they disappoint me, if they fuck up, you know, especially with dating, right? Like something irks you, that red flag goes off. I give people the benefit of the doubt. I give them a second chance. Not this way, this way. 2 chances. The second time, if somebody fucks up again or really disappoints me to my core, at that point it's like, cut it off. Because there's this Paulo Coelho quote from The Alchemist, the book The Alchemist, and I love this quote, and I think it's true, that give people a second chance, give people the benefit of the doubt, but if something happens twice, there's a huge likelihood, like suddenly the likelihood skyrockets, that it's actually a pattern in the person's behavior. When someone shows you who they are, believe them, right? That's another saying. That's from Maya Angelou. I'm full of quotes today, as you can see. I'm borderline a spiritual leader at this point. But I think it's really important I like my 2-strike rule because it's a way for me to feel forgiving, flexible, open-minded, whatever, but also set clear boundaries of, okay, once you get to this point, then it's game over. Like Street Fighter style, KO, knockout, it's a done deal. I recently had an encounter with a friend who, to be totally frank, she's kind of a broken person. Like, she's probably the most in need of therapy person I've ever met. But she's fun, and she's entertaining, and she can be a good friend when she feels like it, but she can be really toxic. And we had this like hiccup about a year ago that really, really, really irked me. And I'm not even gonna go into details, but it would irk, I mean, anybody would get irked by it. And frankly, everybody I've shared this story with was like, I would never see the person after this. Like that would be my game over. But per my 2 strikes rule, I was like, you know what? She can be a good friend sometimes. I don't want to abandon people or give up on people who have been good friends to me at times. And I recently went out to dinner with her And it was the same shit over again. It was just like all these psychological jabs and like gaslighting. And in my head, I was thinking, she's doing it again. I want to enjoy my pasta. I'm enjoying my meal. We had a great view of the Miami River. I didn't even know there was a river here, but go figure. But in my mind, I'm like, she's gaslighting you again, and she's doing it again because now she thinks she can get away with it. So I'm now slowly like distancing myself from her, and I'm proud of myself that I'm like, these are boundaries. This is what you do. You told yourself you have a 2-strike rule. 2 strikes, she's out. So I'm slowly sort of like distancing myself. I'm telling you, it's 2022. It's time for some healthier systems of approaching relationships with people. No toxic energy. 2022, no toxic energy.